Welcome back, food adventurers. Today we're diving into the world of the weird and wonderful. Get ready to be amazed by the top 10 most bizarre foods you won't believe people eat. From fermented fish to creepy crawlies, we're taking your taste buds on a wild ride. Some of these delicacies might have you saying, "Oh, hell no," while others might just surprise you. So buckle up your donkey and get ready to explore the bizarre world of exotic eats. You might just discover your new favorite dish, or you might be running to the loo. First up, we're heading to the Philippines for a dish that's sure to ruffle some feathers. It's called balut, and it's a fertilized duck embryo that's boiled alive and eaten in the shell. You heard me right, a bloody embryo. Now I know what you're thinking. Ramsay, you finally lost it. But before you go judging, this street food snack is considered a delicacy in many parts of Southeast Asia. It's packed with protein and apparently has a unique, savory flavor. Imagine cracking open a shell and seeing a partially formed duckling staring back at you. Its little wings, its tiny beak, even its little feet. It's enough to make a grown man weep. But hey, who am I to judge? People swear by the stuff. They say it's got a creamy texture, like a custardy egg yolk, and a gamey flavour that's strangely addictive. Me? I'll stick to my beef Wellington. Next on our culinary freak show, we're off to Italy for a cheese that's so ripe it's practically alive. I'm talking about Casumarzu, Sardinian sheep milk cheese that's deliberately infested with live insect larvae. Yes, you heard that right. This cheese is crawling with maggots. These little critters break down the cheese's fats, making it soft, gooey, and utterly revolting. They say the taste is sharp, pungent, and lingers on the palate long after you've swallowed. Some even claim it gives a burning sensation, like the cheese is fighting back. Now, I'm all for a bit of aged cheese, but this is taking things too far. The Italian authorities have even banned it for health reasons, but that doesn't stop some people from seeking it out on the black market. I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. But if you're feeling adventurous and have a strong stomach, Casumarzu is waiting for you. Hold your noses, folks, because we're heading to Iceland for a dish that smells worse than a Viking's armpit after a raid. It's called hakkarl, and it's fermented Greenland shark meat that's been buried underground for months and then left to rot in the open air. You see, this shark doesn't pee. It's full of toxins, so to make it edible, they bury it for weeks to ferment and detoxify. Then they dig it up, hang it to dry for a few months, and slice it up like a charcuterie board from hell. The smell is absolutely putrid, like ammonia and old fish combined, and the taste is apparently even worse. They say it's like chewing on a urinal cake soaked in bleach. Now, I've had some pungent cheeses in my time, but this is on another level. Even Anthony Bourdain called it the single worst, most disgusting and terrible-tasting thing he'd ever eaten. But hey, if you're looking for a culinary challenge that will truly test your limits, look no further than hakkarl. It's the food that will bite back. Get your gas masks ready, because we're about to open a can of pure olfactory assault. This is surströmming, fermented Baltic herring from Sweden, and it's notorious for its ability to clear a room faster than a fire alarm. This Swedish delicacy is packed in cans that bulge ominously due to the ongoing fermentation process. Opening one is a dangerous game, as the putrid brine can erupt like a geyser of fishy funk. The smell is often compared to rotten eggs, sewage, and old gym socks all rolled into one. And the taste? Well, let's just say it's an acquired taste. Imagine salty, fishy, and sour notes all vying for dominance on your palate. Surströmming is traditionally eaten outdoors, preferably on a windy day, with boiled potatoes, onions, and a strong drink to numb the senses. It's so pungent that some airlines have even banned it from their flights, fearing that a burst could unleash a biological weapon in the cabin. So, unless you're a glutton for punishment or have a death wish, I'd steer clear of this Swedish stink bomb. From the depths of the ocean, we venture to the scorching deserts of Mexico for a dish that's both bizarre and strangely beautiful. It's called escamoles, and it's the edible larvae of ants that feast on the roots of agave plants. Yes, you heard right, ant eggs. But before you squirm in your seat, these little morsels are considered a delicacy in Mexico, where they've been enjoyed since the time of the Aztecs. They're often called insect caviar due to their delicate buttery flavor and their high price tag. You see, harvesting these tiny eggs is no easy feat. It requires skilled workers to carefully extract them from the ant nests without getting bitten. Escamoles are typically pan-fried with butter, onions and spices, giving them a slightly crunchy texture and a nutty, earthy flavour. Some say they taste like a cross between mushrooms and cottage cheese. So, if you're feeling adventurous and want to try a taste of ancient Mexico, keep an eye out for escamoles on your next trip south of the border. Hold on to your chopsticks, folks, because we're heading to Korea for a dish that's not for the faint of heart. This is sanakji, live octopus tentacles that are chopped up and served wriggling on your plate. You heard me right, these suckers are still moving when they hit your mouth. It's a culinary experience that requires a strong stomach and a steady hand. The tentacles are typically seasoned with sesame oil and sprinkled with sesame seeds, but the real challenge is getting them into your mouth without getting suction to your face. The suckers on the tentacles still have their gripping power, so you need to chew them thoroughly before swallowing to avoid the risk of choking. It's definitely not a dish for the squeamish, but if you're looking for a culinary adventure that's both exciting and terrifying, sanakji is the ultimate test. Just be sure to have a good supply of napkins on hand. Things could get messy. From the land of K-pop and wriggling tentacles, we journey to Mexico for a dish that looks like something out of a horror movie, but tastes surprisingly delicious. This is huitlacoche, also known as corn smut or Mexican truffle. Now, before you turn your nose up, this black fungus-like growth that infects corn kernels is a culinary delicacy in Mexico, where it's prized for its earthy, mushroomy flavor. Imagine the taste of sweet corn mingled with the earthy aroma of truffles. Huitlacoche has a soft, velvety texture and a rich, savory flavor that pairs well with a variety of dishes, from quesadillas and tacos to soups and stews. It's often sautéed with onions, garlic and chili peppers to enhance its natural flavors. So, if you see this black fungus on your corn on the cob, don't throw it away. You might be missing out on a culinary treasure. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to embark on a culinary roller coaster ride that could end in disaster. This is fugu, the infamous pufferfish that contains a deadly neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin. Yes, you heard right, this Japanese delicacy could be the last meal you ever eat. But that doesn't stop thrill-seeking foodies from flocking to licensed fugu restaurants in Japan, where highly trained chefs with years of experience carefully prepare this deadly fish. The chefs undergo rigorous training and licensing to learn how to remove the poisonous parts of the fish, while leaving just enough of the toxin to create a tingling sensation on the lips and tongue. It's a culinary gamble that could leave you paralyzed or dead, but for some, the allure of the unknown is too strong to resist. One wrong move, and you'll be pushing up daisies. Get ready for a blast from the past with this next culinary curiosity. This is the century egg, also known as the 1,000-year-old egg or preserved egg. Don't let the name fool you. It's not actually 1,000 years old, but it's been preserved for weeks or even months in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, quicklime and rice hulls, transforming the egg into a culinary time capsule. The yolk transforms into a dark green, creamy sphere with a pungent aroma of sulfur and ammonia, while the white takes on a jelly-like texture and turns a translucent amber color. It's an assault on the senses, but don't let the appearance scare you away. Century eggs are often served as a delicacy in Chinese cuisine, sliced and added to congee, rice dishes or salads for a salty, pungent kick. And last but not least, we come to the most controversial fruit on the planet, the durian. This spiky, pungent fruit from Southeast Asia is either a culinary revelation or an olfactory abomination, depending on who you ask. The smell is truly something to behold, a potent mix of rotten onions, gym socks and sewage. It's so strong that it's banned on public transportation in many Southeast Asian countries, but beneath that pungent exterior lies a creamy, custard-like flesh that some people find utterly addictive. They say it tastes like a cross between almonds, cheese and garlic, with a hint of something indescribable. Personally, I think it smells like a dumpster fire and tastes like you're eating it too. But hey, to each their own. So there you have it, folks. 10 of the most bizarre foods from around the world. We've seen some seriously strange eats, from fermented shark to live octopus tentacles. Which of these culinary curiosities would you be brave enough to try? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're feeling really adventurous, tell me what other bizarre foods you think should have made the list. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more culinary chaos, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on my next culinary adventure. Until next time, keep it tasty.